Good morning, guys. David again. Now we're going for saute cuts on a chicken. For this one, you can be doing butter chicken, you can be doing a chicken moringo, you can be taking pieces and crumbing them like the old-fashioned saute, or not a saute chicken, but your pardon, a crumb chicken, Maryland, off of the legs. So we've got quite a few different cuts, and it just depends on how you want to clip it. The idea about this was giving people different cuts off the actual chicken, and it might be, say, a forest there, so you would get a piece of the leg, you might get the drummy, for instance, and you might get a piece of breast and maybe a wingtip all coming to you in a plate, or it may be, as we do at home, just a large dish going to the table. It might be in the form of a tagine. Lift the lid, boom, there's your chicken. It's all cut up, it's all braised beautifully, and you've got a nice garnish going with it. And then you get the obligatory, I only eat breast, I only eat legs, I only eat thigh. It's like, cover it with sauce, they don't know what it is. Eat it, you know. It's a bird, it's beautiful. So we go, first up, we're going to go for the breast. Just pull the skin just slightly, just to make sure that we've just a little bit of skin we'll get rid of there. And again, with the skin, we can cook this down for chicken crackling. Or we can render it down, use the fat, as I said, for sauces. Or when you hear the term jus gras, so when you're making a nice brown chicken stock, and you can whisk in some of the fat. Remember, it's good cholesterol, it's good fat, and don't believe all you hear. So we just take the wingtips off. There's bugger all on those, so there's not much on those, but that's my terminology. Not much there in the way of meat. So it leaves us with breast set up, legs set up, and again, to keep the balance, we'll just nick the leg through the thigh there, just so we've got a nice balance when we're actually cutting the chicken. Remember, if you see just a few lumps of fat in there in the chicken, don't worry about that. That renders down when you're cooking. If it looks a bit unusual, just talk to the teacher and just say, is there any reason? Is this a new cure for cancer, or is this cancer itself? But it's a chicken, You've got nice sinew running through there, different colours. And again, I liken anything like a chicken, like beef, like lamb. We're like human beings. We're all different shapes and sizes, and we're all different colours. So you're going to see things which you might think are unusual, but it's probably just the normal. Okay, so don't do a head spin about it. With this one, we're going to be cutting just one piece off here. It's going to be a slice through. It's going to take that with it, and it opens it up for another piece through the middle, and then a couple of bits down the breast. So we actually get quite a few different cuts coming out of the one space. And one thing we will do, there's a breastbone in there. Be careful, don't whack yourself with a knife. So easy to do, he says. Okay, we've got the breastbone. We're just going to go and feel it. Normally we'll leave all the bones in, but it just makes it that much easier to cut this level. It's connected by a bit of sinew, and we're just going to release that bit of sinew, pull that out. Okay, so we've just got a nice malleable piece of flesh there. With this one, we're going to take a cut through here and just release that a bit. It's going to go straight across there, and we're going to come down through the bone that's at the bottom. Okay. When you've been doing it a few times, and I haven't done this for years, but when you've been doing it a few times, you know exactly where the bones are. Okay, so as you can see, nice fleshy, you've got the bone there, a little bit of pink in there where it's had a bit of a bump. Great presentation, you don't need to clean back any bones because this is sauté, and so you're going to be eating everything off the bone. Same sort of angle. Okay, kind of like riding a bike. And you've got all that skin, that's all your protection there. You leave that there. Remember I said you've got bits of fat in there, leave them in there, and they will render down when you're doing the cooking. Okay, then we get to part where we open this one up, and it's kind of like a belated spatchcock. Spatchcock just means to open it right up. Okay, in this instance, we're going to just clip off that bit of superfluous skin, and then take it right through. Just make sure you get the whole lot. Okay. Some butchers will sell these, it's kind of like a barrel really. And with this one, what we're going to do is clip it right down the middle. So you just get a sharp knife. It is the breastbone, so it's quite malleable. Going to need a good whack. I find that the easiest way to do it. If I do it with a cleaver or anything like that, then you tend to get a very uneven sort of cut, and it just doesn't come up as well. Okay, so we've got a fairly large piece there, and it's really up to you whether you go, okay, this is of a good sized chicken, and it's a number 2 chicken, or it's weighs 2 kilos, so you're looking approximately 180 grams on the legs and then about 220 grams on the breasts. So figuratively we've already taken probably about 70 or 80 grams off with that first cut, and then we're going to be going roughly the same with the others. So we're trying to keep the pieces roughly the same, so we can go through this side here or we can go through the flesh side. And then bing. So you can see we've got all that bone there. And again, that's going to give us a protection, and best flavour of meat comes when it's closely on the bone. So anything that's bone related, be it fish, be it poultry, that's the best flavour. And again, just trim up a little bit of sinew / fat there. Turn it over, and we're going to go straight through. Okay, now there's going to be obviously some differences if you get into class, and they're going to have maybe slightly different cuts. This is just one way of doing it. Remember, the more ways you know how to prepare a chicken, then the better off you're going to be. Because you may turn up to work one day and all you've got is a load of barrels like we've just cut up, and you know exactly what to do with it. You have a flashback and you say, I remember seeing that guy on YouTube. So we've got 6 off the breast, then we're going to go to the legs. And again, remember, we've got those oysters in there. That's the part we just cleaned up. We're going to go right down through there. There's your oyster. expose a bit. Swing it round. Yeah, we're looking for that bone. Just give it a tweak. It pops out. Okay. Now we're in business. And then we just run the knife down there. And you let gravity and the knife do all the work. Okay, and then we go to the other side again, and then that bone will pop out. And then we got most of the oyster there. And we talked about blood clots, so this is one area in the leg where it can happen. And you got a little bit of the liver from when they were pulling it out. Okay, we've got a little bit of bone there for stock or for browning off and going in the sauce. So you cook at the same time as you do the chicken, get a maximum amount of flavour. Okay, so we've got yin and yang, and it's how we want to cut it up from there. What we need to keep this bone in, and it's a question of, do we actually want to try and get 3 pieces out of a leg? They are quite large. The way they would sit at the moment, you get 1 piece of breast and 1 piece of leg. So some lucky individual is going to get 2 bits of breast to finish with. So at the moment we've got 6 pieces. We're going to end up with 10, or we could try and stretch it to 12. And the way we can do that, we'll just do it one particular way. And with that, it's a matter of scoring through. And again, when we get to the bone, it's got to be a quick, clean cut, so we're not getting any fragments of bone. Through like that, you can see nice and clean. And go for 1. And then we're going for the knuckle. You feel for the knuckle there. You can see it. Open it up. Cross like that. Okay. And then we've got the drumstick. There's 2 options there with the drumstick, whether or not you want to take that off, but it is sauté. And personally, I like to pick up the bone and eat it. So I think we just leave it as it is. Same on the other side. It's a matter of finding that knuckle. Through we go. Then line it up. It's a hit. Through. Pull that skin back over. It's going to give it the protection in the cooking. Okay. So there we have it. We've got 6 off the leg, we've got 6 off the breast, and that should feed 6 people, or if you're greedy, maybe 4.
That's awesome.